ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
It is Tuesday, August 12th. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Thanks for being a part of today's show. We are going to get things started with our text line this hour. We bring it to you every day. It's coming to you live from Clark's Pump and Shop. Every single Clark's Pump and Shop. 304-396-TALK. 304-396-8255. How's everyone doing today? We're getting back into the swing of things, and we also, I'm happy to report we've got some sound today from media availability at Marshall earlier today. So we're going to hear from a couple of the coordinators, and while we do that, we'll get your text started as we're getting closer and closer to the start of football season in earnest. So I'm excited about that. So we'll hear that in a few minutes, and then of course, we've got some more practice. Soccer is coming up, so soccer is starting to really get ramped up. I know that the women are going to hopefully make a run for it this year, and they're in Moorhead on Thursday. And I was talking earlier today to Tyler Kennett over HD Media, and we're going to try to get him on. He's going to head down and cover it for HD Media. So we're going to talk to him on Thursday, kind of get an idea of what we can expect for the season as the women begin play for the Thundering Herd. Also, I don't know if you know this, the freshmen are all over the place today. Have you been around Marshall by the campus, just driving in the area? If you haven't, the freshmen are all over the place, loading, unloading, and I had to, normally you drive carefully anyway around Marshall, right? You never know when the students are going to be darting out, but you had to take that extra care today because just traffic all over the place. So that's a good sign that we're getting closer to the start of football season because the freshmen are back and they are here. And this is for the third straight year. This is I believe it's a new record, or this is the largest freshman class incoming for this third straight year, if I read that correctly. That's pretty cool. I'm excited for that. That's really cool. I think we talked about that enough, but it was fun today, just going by campus and seeing all these bright, fresh, happy to be here students. They're freshmen, exactly what they are. So, do you remember your freshman year? It doesn't have to be specifically at Marshall University. Do you remember your freshman year? Because before you had this week of welcome and all this stuff going on, if you lived in Huntington, you didn't take the tour. I didn't take the tour. Did you take the tour? I mean, it really wasn't like it is now with the week of welcome. You didn't have everything. It's like, okay, here's where you register for classes in Old Main underneath. There you go. Here's your book. Good luck. And, all right, here's the student center. All right, here's where you get some food. I didn't live on campus. Come on. Live in Huntington. I'm not living on campus. As a freshman, I live here. But it's changed. You have the week of welcome. They give you the tour. They have activities for you, all of that. And I don't remember ever having anything like that. So I've never gone through that process because I just showed up. Yeah, this is the classes I'd like to take. Here's my check. Thank you. All right, I'm enrolled. I'm accepted as a student. I'm enrolled. I'm going to classes at Marshall University. It's completely changed over there. Of course, we also have more food options than we did years ago. I mean, Taco Bell was still a thing back in the day, but still not too many other options. And, of course, also I could have a pocket full of change and go to Taco Bell. Can't do that this day. It's almost impossible. So things have changed, some for the better, some for the worse. But I don't know if you have those memories. I do have those memories of just camping out super late, getting inside Old Main and, going into the bowels of Old Main and getting, camping out near the register window so I could actually get the class because I need it. There's like a spot left. I need that class. If I'm first in line, I'm going to have to go and camp out to get my spot in line. I've camped out more for classes than I would have ever done for a, say, concert or an iPhone. More camping out time in line at Marshall University to get classes than anything that I've ever done before and since. So with that said, some of the experiences won't give those up for anything, but it's a lot different than it used to be. But with the freshmen coming back, that means one thing. We're getting start classes soon. We're going to get to the start of football season soon, and we're going to talk about it with you. Our text line this hour is 304-396-TALK. 304-396-8255. We've got plenty to get into with you. We'll do that when we continue. And we'll hear a little bit from earlier today. We get closer to the start of football season. We possibly have a little insight for you today. We'll do that when we continue. Also, there's some rumors going on the text line. I'm going to look at that here in a few minutes as well. So I'm starting to see your texts coming in. The rumor is Marshall and WVU in football, possibly. A couple of you have sent me texts about that. Yeah, I don't know. Again, we've got a new athletic director. I don't think he's even sat down yet to say, okay, this is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to approach this. So I would think he would have some input, and I'm sure he's got a little input already before he officially takes the chair and sits down as the vice president and director of athletics. But are you wanting a series, possibly a one-off game or a 2-for-1 with WVU? As a Herd fan, would you want that? Again, it's a rumor going on right now. A couple of you sent me texts, so I'm going to go ahead and just hit it right now. Yeah, if it's a one-off, okay, I'm okay with a one-off. 2-for-1, I don't know if I'm doing a 2-for-1, but as a one-off, I don't know. I'd be okay with that. Here every now and then, one game. Maybe you could get a return. You don't have to do like a long-term 1-for-1. Just like, hey, here's the game, and then you do the return, and of course make the buyout. So if they don't want to play the game, you get a nice chunk of change out of it. Easy to do. We'll get into what's happening at football camp when we continue on today's edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Hurt at work? Tom Boggs is here for you in Huntington, and he's brought the expertise of Warner Law Offices with him.
Call 345-6789.
If it wasn't for Lawrence County PD, where would Alan go if his father and I weren't around? What would happen to him? Nobody would take care of him.
Lawrence County Developmental Disabilities provides vital services for individuals with special needs and their families, offering care and peace of mind every step of the way. Learn more about the difference Lawrence County Developmental Disabilities makes for our community at lawrencecountydd.org.
The soundtrack to your summer is back. Mount West 9th Street Live, downtown Huntington's favorite Friday night tradition, presented by Michelob Ultra and White Claw. This Friday is the Thundering Herd Rally, featuring all your favorite Marshall University coaches, teams, and players. The Marching Thunder, the cheerleaders, dance team, and of course, Marco. Plus live music from Madhouse and the Marshall OBGYN stage. The Little Caesars Kids Zone is back, and Go Mart Happy Hour starts at 5. Enjoy food and drinks from the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe, Sip Downtown Brasserie, and Summit Beer Station. Mark your calendar for August 22nd for the return of the Jason Mays Band, and the Heavy Hitters are back August 29th. 9th Street Live is driven by University Ford and built by Cardinal Roofing every Friday night through Labor Day. 9th Street in Huntington between 3rd and 4th Avenues. Sponsored by Delta Hotels, Wendy's, Mountain Mindful, the City of Huntington, Marshall University, Blinko Glass Company, the Marshall Health Network Arena, and Kinder Communications. This Friday, the Thundering Herd Rally at Mountain West 9th Street Live. Don't miss it.
This is Marshall head football coach Tony Gibson, and it's time to bring the thunder.
A new era of Marshall football is here. Lock in your season tickets now and be part of every big play, every hard hit, and every Herd victory. Single game tickets and mini ticket plans are on sale, plus premium seating options for the ultimate game day experience. Don't miss the first home game, Saturday, September 6th, 6 p.m. against Missouri State.
Be there, be loud. Herdzone.com has your tickets. Let's go Herd.
Okay, forest animals, today is a new day. Kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow.
Yes?
Have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. Okay, River.
Dude.
How's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man. Perfect for a little riverside shoeless relaxation.
Ah, good. Owl, you here? Course. Who's asking? I am. Look, you know the drill. Sleep during the day, scare the kids at night. Perfect. I love my job. Oak tree?
What's up?
Still in the same place I left you last year. That's what I like. Consistency.
Well, it's not like I'm going anywhere for the next couple hundred years.
I know. I love it. Turtle. Turtle.
He's He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. You'd think he would have learned by now to leave the night before our meetings. Okay, Squirrel. Has anybody seen Mr. Squirrel?
The Forest has been preparing just for you. Visit a forest near you today. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Miss an episode? Catch it anytime on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
We continue on with today's edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. A couple of people have pointed out that there's a rumor going on that Marshall might finally be playing WVU again. I don't know how close that would possibly be if that's true, but that's out there right now, so we'll get your thoughts on that. It could be a one-off. It could be a 2-for-1. That's kind of like some of the things that a couple of people are texting in wanting to talk about, and I don't know if I'm on board with a 2-for-1. A one-off I'd do. Okay, let's just play the game. Let's do it now and then and space it out a little bit. Possibility of having a game. I mean, it might be fun. We don't know how. I would think the coaches would like each other at least. In this round at least of coaches, I would think the two coaches on both sides would like each other. And you've got an athletic director that's coming in and probably hasn't alienated anyone in Morgantown just yet or incensed anyone. So, hey, there's some possibility there. I'm not opposed to it. Tony Gibson retweeted something Marshall Football posted a few hours ago and just put the text of 2027 with the emoji. Cryptic, maybe. What's he up to? That's kind of stirring the rumors going on here. Texture says, Paul, I'd say a one-off is definitely happening. I'd take a 2-for-1 as well, but a couple of you are saying, yeah, they're buying into Coach being cryptic. I don't know. Coaches like to have fun with people. I mean, that's what I like about at least what we see with Coach Gibson is he has a sense of humor. He definitely has a sense of humor. I think he gets it, and he can be stern, and he can be that tough football coach, work hard, build culture, all of that. Still, he seems to have that real fun sense of humor about him. So I think that's going to endear him with a lot of Herd fans. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I want to get into some things from camp earlier today. Media opportunity to talk to a couple of the coordinators, and that's something that I'm excited that Marshall's making available now and then. And one of the guys today that was brought to speak with the media was special teams coach Jackson White. Just couldn't get enough of the play, so he's back. And he was asked today, how do things look? Because he's the type of guy, and he has that mentality, and a lot of the best coaches do, that your best players play on special teams. This isn't where, okay, you're not really making it, so, we got a spot for you on special teams. No, if you play special teams, you're going to have to earn that spot. That's not a throwaway spot. And so Jackson was talking about how the best players play on special teams.
Our philosophy is our best players are going to play on special teams, right? And I'm trying to get the best players on the field, football players. And I want guys that are going to try hard, give great effort, and make plays. And we're going to be a physical team out there. We're going to be a physical unit, and I think it looks good right now. We still got a lot of things to clean up, but we're going in a step in the right direction every day. You can see it each day. We fix one thing, we fix one thing, we fix one thing, and it's good to see how we can see it on film, and it's exciting, right? And we still got 2.5 weeks to get where we need to be, right? We're not there yet, right? But we got to get there. We're going that direction.
Best play on special teams. So if you're on special teams, you're considered one of the best players on the squad, and that's the culture they're building right now. How's this team picking everything up? I mean, you've got a couple of weeks in now, or not even a couple of weeks in. So you're getting close. You've got several weeks until you have to go down and play Georgia. but how are things progressing? How's this team looking as far as picking things up and kind of doing the things you're looking for and wanting them to do?
I think we're ahead of schedule right now, too. We got a lot of our install in, and now we just, like I said, we just got to clean it up. Like, we're close. We're close. We just got to clean up the little details. It was cool listening to Pac-Man Jones out here talking about all that stuff and how you got to take it, all the details seriously, right? And so that's what we just need to clean up those little things, and we'll be just fine.
That's a big point right there. You have to put the detail work in because special teams can impact the game in more ways than people give it credit for. You can flip momentum with special teams. You can either pin a team back, you can force a turnover, you can score on special teams. There are so many ways you can impact the game on special teams. And that's something that White remembers. When he was at Marshall, special teams were the best in the country when he was at Marshall. And so he knows the impact of what special teams means to the team and to the game.
Shoot, when I was playing here, we had top special teams in the country. And at NC State, we were making plays after making plays and winning games on special teams, and that's what we got to do here, right? And so whether it's returning a kick or a punt, blocking a punt, flipping the field on punt, pin them back inside the 5-yard line, that's what we got to do. And then from there, our defense got to make plays to set up our offense, and then we're getting good field position of offense, right? And so that's how it all kind of works. It's complementary football, right? If we're able to get good field position for our defense, we go 3 and out, we get good field position for offense, and now we take shots and we go score a bunch of points. And that's how we got to play. That's how we win football games.
You know, another way you win football games, you kick extra points. You also make field goals. Kickers can ruin your day. They can also make your day. They can win tight games. They can lose you tight games. You can blow it with a field goal that looks like it's going to win the game, and next thing you know, you're not the guy. Welcome to the after party. Unfair, I think. Can't put it all on the kicker. But kickers are important to the Thundering Herd. Simple question I was asked today of Coach White. How are the kickers doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're doing really well. Lorcan coming from Ireland, first couple practices, getting used to it, and first time really with a team kicking, and he's gotten so much better. He's gotten tons of strides taken, and he's going to keep getting better. I'm really excited about him. Ty Power, our freshman kicker, has done some really good things, right? He's got to keep coming along, but I like where he's at. And then Totten, local guy for punter, he's impressive now. I mean, he's just got to focus on the little things, just like everybody else. Specialists are the same, right? It's the next kick mentality, next play mentality, and if we can do that as a specialist unit, we'll be great. All right, we'll be great.
So kickers coming along just fine. Very important to this year's team. Any separation yet is the next question as far as kick or punt returners are concerned. That's another big aspect. You take that punt and you go and you hit the Jets. You get in the end zone. All of a sudden you possibly could be up. You could cut a deficit in half. You could make a lot of things happen with a great punt return, or a great kick return, or a great kick. You have a lot of opportunities here to make impact on the team. And so the question is right now, since again, we got a new roster here just about, what's the competition look like? Any separation between any of these guys?
There's still a handful alive, but there's some people have separated themselves. There's probably 2 or 3 in each category that we're still looking at, but and I'm excited about them. All right? I mean, I think we got some guys that can hit it and hit some home runs. Now, the most important thing, that position back there, is can they make good decisions? So at the end of the day, we just need the ball, all right? And then from there, go make some plays.
Don't lose the ball. Make good decisions. How many times have we seen poor field position because someone hesitated or didn't make the right decision? I don't think we don't call anyone out on this, but there have been times where you've just scratched your head going, what's he thinking? Why are you taking it out? Don't take it out. You're not going to get that yardage back. Or why aren't you running? Why aren't you trying to take off? You've got some opening there. Don't lose the ball. So many things can go wrong on special teams, but so many things can go right on special teams. So we'll get more of your texts coming up. We've got Rod McDowell, running backs coach, had a chance to speak to the media today, and so we'll hear from him, and we're going to hear from you. Our text line this hour, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. More coming up on today's edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
It's the Hot Deals Cool Ride Sales Event at your hometown Chevrolet in Waverly. Right now, save big on a fresh lineup of Chevys, from fuel-saving sedans to dependable trucks and family-ready SUVs, as well as an exceptional selection of pre-owned vehicles. Looking to trade in? We're paying more than ever for quality vehicles. Need financing? We've got options that work for you. Don't miss it. Hot Deals Cool Rides happening now at your hometown Chevrolet, off Route 23 in Waverly, or at yourhometowንchevy.com.
We interrupt this broadcast for breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim's Steak and Spaghetti now accepts online orders for pickup or delivery. You heard that correctly. Please do not adjust your radio. You can now go online to jimspaghetti.com and order your favorites from Jim's and pick it up or have it delivered right to you. Sauce, spaghetti, haddock, pies, and more. Online at jimspaghetti.com for pickup or delivery. Jim's is now open Sundays 11 to 3. We now return to your regularly scheduled broadcast.
Hi, I'm Nori, and over the years, my mother and I have opened our homes to those who need it most, and it's been so rewarding. I bet you didn't know that some adults who have unfortunately been mistreated need a place to call home in West Virginia. It happens more than you know. They may have some physical or mental limitations, and they need your help. Everyone deserves a place to call their own. I can tell you from my experience, it's worth it.
If you have an open heart and want to open your home, Adult Family Care may be the right fit for you. Call the Department of Human Services and ask to speak to an Adult Family Care Home Finder at 304-269-6820. Sponsored by the West Virginia Department of Human Services, the West Virginia Broadcasters Association, and this station. This project is supported by the Administration for Community Living, ACL, of the United States, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, as part of a financial assistance award totaling $1,227,345, with 100% funded by ACL HHS. The contents are those of the authors and do not necessarily represent the official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL HHS or the U.S. government.
More fiber and laxatives, eh? Who are you? I'm future you. Future me? Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor figured it out. It's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Dave Wilson, host of Metro News Talk Line, and you're listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
All Our text line this hour is open at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255, brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop. Welcome back to today's edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We've been listening to a couple of things from earlier today. Marshall had a media availability earlier in the morning, and so we have an opportunity to kind of bring you some insight that you might not normally get from football in the past. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if in the last several years Marshall football has been this open when it comes to the coaches making themselves available during the process. And so we had a chance earlier, if you weren't with us, you hear from special teams coach Jackson White. Now we've got Rod McDowell, running back coach, and the first thing that he talked about today during his time with the media was the depth in the backfield. And we know Coach Gibson, we've got that vibe from him that this is going to be a run-first team. This is going to be one of those offenses that will pass, but it's going to hit you hard on the ground, and it's going to hit you hard often. And so you're going to have some depth in there, and you're going to have some guys that can go. And Coach McDowell talked about that depth in the backfield.
Yes, it's a blessing. Coach Gibson has set the standard for us of being tough and playing with a grit that I embrace with our guys, and this whole running back unit, man, just having fun. And when you got a running back group like we have, it's running back by committee. And we are blessed here just to have guys that know the offense, but also eager to compete and prove themselves. So when you eager to compete and prove yourself, and sky's the limit what we can do, man. Antoine has been a blessing. Barbie, Tony Mathis. This is a whole platoon of guys. It's a sight to have them guys fly around.
Now you're not going to get, hey, here's who we're going with. That's not even established just yet. But you've got some options. You have some depth there. You can put sort of a game plan together of who do you hope progresses, who you expect to progress, and who's actually stepping up right now. But the game plan seems to be not just run one guy and keep going with him. It's to have some fresh guys out there. I'm not saying running back by committee, but you're going to have that opportunity with that depth. You might be in a situation where if your guys are fresh or you've got that depth, it really might shine in that fourth quarter. And Coach McDowell talked a little bit more about how it's such a blessing to have those guys be fresh that late in the game.
Correct. Our schedule, Coach Gibson has a great schedule for us to make sure our kids get enough rest, but also they can eat and also have downtime to recover. Like I said, that's been a big part of what we harp on having nutrition, but also drinking a lot of water. And the days that is cool, I tell my guys, don't take that as a day we can just relax. Days as hot as this, man, like I said, our schedule has really been very beneficial for our guys just to compete, but also stay at their peak position.
Yeah, conditioning. Talking about conditioning and making sure that, you've got that depth. You can do that. You don't have to depend on one guy out there. So you're going to have some depth. You're going to have that focus. They're going to have that conditioning, and you're hoping that that's going to really be a hallmark of this team. Now, Coach McDowell was asked what stands out the most with this group. Here's how he's responded.
I say this, our recruiting department did a phenomenal job getting the right guys that fit not just our work ethic, but also fit the culture we're trying to build. Coach Gibson has established a good culture, and Coach Smith and the whole offensive staff and defensive staff had just brought the right guys that they want to be a part of what we're trying to build. And when you get the right guys, hey, the X's and the O's will take care of themselves. You always need the right guys that understand the foundation and what we're trying to establish here.
It's Coach McDowell, running backs coach, Marshall University. He spoke with the media earlier today, and so running backs will be a focus of this Thundering Herd team, and I'm here for it. Of course, as long as you're going to get strong quarterback play and you're going to throw that ball deep, I think Herd fans will be completely happy with the way this team is shaping up. Now, just a couple of other questions that were thrown at him today, and nothing you're going to see really that's going to give you much insight right now as far as the X's and O's, things like that. But the one thing that is important right now is the fact that these guys are going out there, they're having fun. The culture is important to this coaching staff. The fact that they're out there building chemistry, and Coach just talked a little bit more about how they go about their business and how the preparation is the fun. The winning is the fun, and it's set up to give them those opportunities to be successful and to build that chemistry.
Fun is in the winning, but also fun is in the preparation. And the way we prepare, the way we, not just on the field, but off the field, like I said earlier, the schedule we have set up for our kids helps our guys recover easy, but also when we get in the meeting rooms, man, we have a good time of breaking the X's and O's down, but also understanding each other.
So they like each other. That's a good sign right now. We'll see how they are several weeks from now, but they like each other right now, and that's key. Now, one question that was asked, and this kind of borrows from soccer a little bit, as far as seeing process over product, how did Coach McDowell respond to that, sort of that soccer philosophy and the way that he's handling how Marshall puts together its core running back group and how they go about preparing?
Correct, because at the end of the day is the coaches, we don't play the game. It's our job to give these guys all the tools so when we play on Saturday, Thursday, no matter what it is, they can be able to compete at the highest level. And I think we have done a good job at that. Like I said, it's still room for improvement. Like I tell our guys, we don't play Georgia till the end of August. Right now, let's focus on the day. When we focus on the day, everything else take care of itself.
You know, Doc Holliday was talking about, hey, you know, if you win the practice, you know, Coach Holliday would say, hey, you know, if you practice, you win practice. You know, you win Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You get the point. And that seems to be a little bit more the philosophy here. You know, you go out there, you stack winning days. You know, Coach Huff would talk about stuff like that. And so that's kind of that's a little bit of the same. So it's early. You're going to see some things. You're going to hear some things. But we've got a lot to get ready for close to the start of football season. You know, once these availabilities end, you know, they're going to really get into the installs and making sure that they're ready to go and set for Georgia. And, of course, I'm sure Herd fans can't wait. I mean, again, you know, the freshmen are on campus. They are checking in. They are loading their stuff. They are getting ready for the week of welcome, all of that. And, of course, that means we're getting closer to football season. Our text line, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. A couple of you have texted in. There's, again, not anything that you can point to and say, oh, yeah, that's absolutely going to happen. But there's some speculation going on right now that there might be an opening and there could be a Marshall West Virginia matchup, either a 2-for-1, which I don't like that, and I don't think that's going to happen, or there could be an opportunity for a one-off. And with that, I would take the one-off. If you're going to play, do a one-off, that's fine, and then revisit it. But I don't know if I want the 2-for-1. Not initially. Just we'll do the one-off, that's fine. Okay, new administration, you have fairly new athletic director at West Virginia. You have a brand new athletic director coming in. You're going to wait and see what he wants to do, how he wants to approach scheduling. That's going to be something to kind of sit down with him once we get a chance to talk to him, how he's going to approach scheduling. And so that could be something that could maybe happen in the future. I mean, if you're going to take a one-off, get a good payday. That's the reason why you're taking a one-off, because, okay, it's a good payday. You can make more with the one-off than you could with a home game, possibly, or you have a preference to play a game like that over a similar opponent. You get more benefit from the one-off if it's West Virginia. I mean, I've heard a lot about this in the short time that we've been on the air. Hey, this could happen. Yeah, and again, none of it right now, none of it is official until it's official. So there's no foundation for this right now. But it's something that you guys seem to want. I mean, am I wrong? Are we at that point now where you would take, as a fan base, hey, you know what? Maybe just play a game. Play one, see how it goes. See if the two sides can play nice together with a one-off. 304-396-TALK is our text line, brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop. 304-396-8255. We've got your text coming up on this edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Metro Community Federal Credit Union now brings you all the tech that big banks have, but still has that personal touch of a member-owned community credit union. Apple Pay? Got it. Digital wallet? Yep. Message pay by text, online loan payments, even chatting with a real person, not a bot. Open accounts, sign documents, and manage your money all online. It's the big bank tech you need from the local community-minded credit union you trust. Metro Community FCU. Visit metrocommunityfcu.com today.
Save big money on your next project now at Menards. Don't let an outdated garage door define your home. Revamp your home's appearance with a new ideal garage door. Choose from our large in-stock selection or design your own using our free Garage Door Designer. Hurry in and save big money on your next project. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
The soundtrack to your summer is back. Mount West 9th Street Live, downtown Huntington's favorite Friday night tradition, presented by Michelob Ultra and White Claw. This Friday is the Thundering Herd Rally, featuring all your favorite Marshall University coaches, teams, and players. The Marching Thunder, the cheerleaders, dance team, and of course, Marco. Plus live music from Madhouse and the Marshall OBGYN stage. The Little Caesars Kids Zone is back, and Go Mart Happy Hour starts at 5. Enjoy food and drinks from the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe, Sip Downtown Bradstreet, and Summit Beer Station. Mark your calendar for August 22nd for the return of the Jason Mays Band, and the Heavy Hitters are back August 29th. 9th Street Live is driven by University Ford and built by Cardinal Roofing every Friday night through Labor Day. 9th Street in Huntington between 3rd and 4th Avenues. Sponsored by Delta Hotels, Wendy's, Mountain Mindful, the City of Huntington, Marshall University, Blinko Glass Company, the Marshall Health Network Arena, and Kenner Communications. This Friday, the Thundering Herd Rally at Mountain West 9th Street Live. Don't miss it.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya guselkumab may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Okay, forest animals, today is a new day. Kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow.
Yes?
Have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. Okay, River.
Dude.
How's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man. Perfect for a little riverside shoeless relaxation.
Ah, good. Owl, you here? Cool. Who's asking? I am. Look, you know the drill. Sleep during the day, scare the kids at night. Perfect. I love my job. Oak Tree?
What's up?
Still in the same place I left you last year. That's what I like. Consistency.
Well, it's not like I'm going anywhere for the next couple hundred years.
I know. I love it. Turtle. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. You'd think he would have learned by now to leave the night before our meetings. Okay. Squirrel. Has anybody seen Mr. Squirrel?
The forest has been preparing just for you. Visit a forest near you today. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Opportunities present themselves every day. Opportunities that move us forward. Opportunities to serve part-time in your community while continuing their full-time careers or education to help keep our nation safe at home and around the globe. Explore your opportunities in the Air Force Reserve. Listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
It's our final segment for this edition. Our text line brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop, 304-396-TALK, 396-8255. We were talking about the potential of a WVU Marshall football game. A few of you have texted in, a few rumors going around, and of course, again, they are what they are. They're rumors. Nothing's really official until it's announced. And I know that there's been talk over the last several years, hey, could this happen again? Every time there's a schedule of opening or availability, hey, maybe this is it. This is going to be the time. And there are some of you that actually want that. And there are a lot of you that just don't want that. Where are you falling in this right now? I mean, is there a possibility that, you could see in the future schedule, Marshall maybe going up to Morgantown and playing WVU in football? It wouldn't be a series. It would just maybe be a one-time game. Strong possibility there. Or maybe it's just internet rumors right now. You tell me. 304-396-TALK. 304-396-8255. From our text line, texter says, Paul, did Coach Gibson say we're going to play WVU? If so, that's lip service. At the end of the day, we all know WVU will not play us. I do recall Rich Rodriguez telling Pat McAfee he doesn't think about Marshall at all. I don't think he was trying to be disrespectful. I mean, he likes Coach Gibson. There's no animosity between the coaches, anything of that nature. But at the same time, that's the company line. They're Marshall. We're WVU. Have a great time down there in Cabell County. Say hi to our friends in Wayne County too. Pretty much that's it. That's the attitude right there. And I don't know if the company line is going to change. And will it change? Could there be a sort of a changing of the guard just enough? The right pieces are falling into place. Or again, is this just wishful thinking right now that's gotten a lot of you excited for the possibility? And so far, I'm leaning a little towards, okay, there's always excitement for something like this, but is this real? Or is this just something that's generating interest? A one-off? I mean, because we don't know what the scheduling philosophy is really going to be here. This new athletic director that's coming in, will Marshall University come down from its stance? I mean, Mike Hamrick wasn't going to pull any 2-for-1s. He wasn't doing any of that. He's like, no, we're just 1-for-1. That's how we roll, 1-for-1. And that seems to have carried over a little bit. And now, again, nobody's having a problem with a one-off. I mean, nobody's saying, hey, Georgia, we need a 1-for-1. You got to come to Huntington. Georgia's a little bit more of a special case. Perennial national championship team. West Virginia, a mid-major in the Big 12. Fair? Mischaracterization? I would say a 1-for-1 is more plausible between a Marshall and a WVU than a Marshall and a Georgia. That's why you don't see it. You take a one-off with Ohio State. You take a one-off with Notre Dame. You're not getting a return game out of that. And there's just some lines that certain athletic directors will take and go, okay, this is our line. Alabama calls and say, hey, we want to do a game. It's going to be one, no return game. Okay, you take that phone call and you maybe take that game. If Virginia Tech makes that call, you probably go, I think we need a 1-for-1 here. There are levels to this, right? And so where's Marshall in these levels and where's WVU? And would you take the 2-for-1 if that is legit and that's a possibility? Or would you just take the one off? Or would you say, forget it, go somewhere else? Who wants to go to Morgantown? Let's go somewhere else if you're a Herd fan. I mean, keep that in mind. Do Herd fans want to see the game and go to the game? Or would Herd fans rather go somewhere else? Somewhere else that's a little bit more of a destination. I mean, you heard the last athletic director. Hey, we want to go to destinations. We want to take our fans to destinations. Okay, destinations are important, right? They excite the fans. And so you look at Marshall's future football schedule. With that in mind, destinations. We want to go to destinations. The great destination of Middle Tennessee. All right. The great destination of, let's say, Eastern Michigan. Yeah, there's one. Yeah, not feeling that one either. I'm not feeling that one at all. In 2025, your schedule looks pretty good for the most part, right? You got Georgia on there. Georgia anchors everything. That's the beauty of this. Georgia anchors everything. And so you play Georgia, and then you come back and you play Missouri State. You know what? Okay, I'm good with that. that's interesting. It's not a history there. It's something new. Okay, I'm fine with that. And you got Eastern Kentucky, and I'm completely good with that as well because, again, there's some history there, and it was good history. It was fun. We're going back a little ways, but that was fun. And then on the road to Middle Tennessee. Been there, done that. And then you look at 2026, and of course you got Eastern Michigan as a home game because you got to return that in 2028 at Penn State, at Missouri State. And of course that's fair. New series, Missouri State. That could be a fun trip. I mean, I don't think you're playing Missouri State every year, so you do a home and home there, a 1-for-1. You got Middle Tennessee in 2020. I mean, your home slate in 2026, right now, your non-conference home slate is Middle Tennessee and Eastern Michigan. So that's probably going to be an important question of the new athletic director. What's your scheduling philosophy going to be? What kind of matchups are you going to look like? What are we going to try to do? How are you going to make the schedule enticing and encourage Herd fans to come to the game? 2027, Boise State and Bowling Green. Okay, I'm fine with that actually. 2028, Ohio, Central Connecticut. Those are your home games. At Wisconsin, at Eastern Michigan. So I like 2 of the 4 there. And then, of course, you got Ohio in 2029, and you're going to be in Athens. And again, I'm all right with that. I'm always for that. That's one that, yes, hey, there's an opening, Ohio, okay, play that game. That makes sense. It's always fun. You don't have to play it every year. I think you could get away with it. And, of course, there was a push. I don't know how serious that push was or if that was just a feeling out process for the future to have a potential Ohio membership bid in the Sun Belt. And I think a lot of people were on board with that. I was on board with that. I don't make those decisions, but if I did, I would have leaned a little bit more towards having a school like that. It would have made the East balance a little off, and you might have had to think about North and South, but I think this league right now likes East and West. And so you add La Tech, here we go. It doesn't really hurt Marshall, doesn't impact Marshall. It impacts those schools that are on the west side a little bit more than it does on the east side. You might have, what would you rather go to? Would you rather go to Texas State, or would you rather make a trip to Louisiana Tech? If you have that game comes up on the schedule, okay, got to make that road trip. Here's the west opponent. It's the road west opponent. It's Louisiana Tech. You do that game, or you make that trip to Texas State, or does it even matter at that point? For me, it's always been, hey, if you're a Herd fan, you're going to go see the Herd. You're going to go see the game. That's just always been my feeling on that. Now, a more attractive trip is always good. I mean, if you're looking at right now, you're looking at your schedule and you're going, okay, yeah, I can make a road trip. What road trip can I make? All right, I'm going to Georgia. I'm going all in on Georgia. I mean, that's a great road trip. If you can't make that road trip and you're looking for, okay, Murfreesboro, it's not that bad. It's not that far. You can do that. Okay, that's sort of like a consolation prize here when it comes to this. Now, if you would rather have a road trip to Morgantown over Murfreesboro, I'm all for that. I would take that in a heartbeat. And that's going to do it for this edition. Thanks for everyone tuning in today. We're going to be back with you more here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Broadcasting from the Dave & Buster's studios. Eat, drink, play, and watch at Dave & Buster's in the Huntington Mall. ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. WRBC, W231BS Huntington.